All right, we are going to kick things off today with some Heimer Vi control. This is considered one of the better decks in the format here. Its headlining champions are its two different win conditions here. The first is Heimerdinger, which for my Magic players in the audience, this card is very similar to something like Young Pyromancer or Monastery Mentor in that it creates tokens essentially for when we cast spells. But the type of thing that gets created differs depending on how much the spell you cast costs. So your turrets or your bots get bigger and gain different keywords based on the cost of what spell that you cast, all the way up to the T-Hex at the top end of the curve. Our other champion here is a little bit more of a controlling champion. So in Runeterra, there's a mechanic called Challenger, which can force opponents to block you. So generally in Runeterra, like Magic, you declare attackers and they declare blockers, but the Challenger mechanic allows you to basically use your units as removal spells. And then Vi is incredibly good at being a challenger because not only is she tough, so she takes one less damage from all sources that deal damage to her, but when she's in play or her hand, she gains an extra attack every time you cast a card or play a card. So she eventually gets her power all the way up to 210. The rest of the deck is various interaction like Mystic Shot, Get Excited, Thermo Beam, ways to interact with the board and keep ourselves alive as we go along. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games here with this and see how it goes. Emotes are good. Any possibility there's a primary that explains the type of deck each champion makes? I've been looking to try and follow as a casual. I'd recommend just looking at the tier list on the website, on the deck tracker website. Swain Ezreal, probably something mid-rangey, could be something a little bit more on the aggressive spectrum of mid-range. I think I'm gonna mulligan, Deny, and Flash of Brilliance, looking for some... I'm gonna mulligan everything but the Shadow Assassin, actually, and look for some removal for an Ezreal.
What you looking for?
Look at that. We found some cheap removal. So there, 3-2 creates a spell out of our deck, or grabs a spell out of our deck when it hits us. So I'm going to go ahead and Mystic Shot it. So understanding the priority system in this game, when you play fast or slow spells, they build a stack in the middle that people can respond to. Units and burst spells just happen though. One key thing about the resource system in this game is while it's similar to Hearthstone in that you gain a resource and your resources refill each turn, you can bank mana turn to turn. So you can see I have this extra little one here that's a mana that carried over unspent from last turn. And this extra mana that you carry over turn to turn can only explicitly be spent to cast spells. It can't be used to cast units. Yes, the way the stack behaves in this game is a really fantastic kind of middle ground between giving you some of the interactivity you're used to for Magic, but while simultaneously removing some of the feel bad that you experience from there. I think based on what their deck looks like, I'm likely to be the control deck in this matchup, so I think I'm going to go ahead and trade off kind of aggressively here. Keep my health total high to start. Just pass here and see what they do. So the way the turns in this game work is if both players pass, the turn ends. So I passed and then they passed, so we went to the next turn. But if they had played something after I passed, we would get a chance to continue. I think I'm just going to go ahead and Deep Meditation to draw 2 spells here rather than passing again. We'll see what they play out. So they cast Mushroom Cloud here, which attaches 5 puff caps to different cards in my deck. When I draw a card with a puff cap attached to it, I take a damage. I think I'm just playing this 3-2 out, because I can only bank 3 mana. Don't you want to be the aggressor in this matchup? If they flip Ezreal, it's hard to stay alive. Disagree. Ezreal's a 2-4. That's not that difficult to kill and take off the table. If they were the easy Karma control deck, the Karma deck probably goes over the top of what we're doing. But I think the Ezreal deck without Karma is going to have a hard time dealing a full 20 to us. So Swain is usually an indicator that they have a little bit less go over the top power. So for people that are newer to the game, you get to see your opponent's champions at the start of the game, which lets you make informed not only mulligan, but also early game play decisions based on what they might be, based on your knowledge of the game. So Runeterra really provides you with information so you can try and make smart decisions. So here's a good example of this deck. So they're killing a unit with 3 power or less. I'm going to Twin Disciples to give this 3 extra attack. So I'll not only save my thing because it no longer meets the requirement for this, but I'll get to deal extra damage to them. I could also mouse over the Oracle Eye here to see that, yes, my thing is going to live. So if you ever have a question or confusion about how something's going to play out in Runeterra, the interface will tell you how the game rules are going to work before you find out and run into a mistake. They're dealing 3 here. I'm going to go ahead and Spirit's Refuge to give this a barrier.
Destination in sight.
Leviathan is pretty scary. Meditation and see what we can find. Thermo Beam's not bad. Means we can kill this next turn, potentially. But I have to tap out for it. I don't have any way to get this off the table, right? I have like 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. I guess I'm just playing Vi, and then I'm going to open on attacks and hook this. So this deals 1 damage to me 3 times at the start of the turn, which synergizes with their hero, who levels when they've dealt non-combat damage to my Nexus. Killed my 3-2. Yeah, Vi trades with this in combat at least. Wow, they're just not even gonna deal any damage to me. I think that's fine. 3 Smith, thank you for the tier 2 resub. I appreciate the 13 months. Welcome back. It's kind of unfortunate that we haven't drawn any like wills. That would have been a nice pickup. Yeah, I think that attack from our opponent was less than stellar. Agree with that. Let's go ahead and Thermonuclear War their Swain here. Let's get to deal 8 to that. This card always uses all of your remaining mana and deals that much damage to a unit. You've called my, as I said. We're basically waiting on a Heimerdinger here. Pretty unfortunate that we're 19 cards into our deck and haven't found one yet. Nailed it.
Answers, I have them.
Answers, I have them.
action to date.
I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use my 2 remaining mana here to shoot their face. So, because you can only bank up to 3 mana. So, any extra mana just goes unused. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this off here. Generate another thing. They're trying to Culling Strike my Dorko. I would like to Twin Disciples and give it extra attack. So again, it shows me the third thing's gonna happen, and I keep my stuff. And I've got 7 points of reach in my hand. So we're gonna start by attacking with my elusive next turn, and hopefully that'll be enough to win the game. So in Runeterra, things you play can attack the turn you play them. However, if I elect to play a non-burst spell or a unit, my opponent also gets a chance to play something. So if I start by attacking here, my opponent does not get an opportunity to play out blockers. Static Shock is pretty good. I think I'm going to go ahead and Spirit Refuge to save one of these, because that way I have lethal with the Get Exciteds and my own Static Shock here. Amused Griffin, thank you for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Get another damage spell here. Death's Hand. That's unfortunate. So it's going to deal a damage to me and kill both of my things. I could meditate to try and find that other protection spell. That's true. I don't hate that. Well, you know. Just let that happen. So this is gonna level up next turn on them, on me. I'm gonna go ahead and spend this now, so that way I can just use my mana, because it always uses all my mana. This lets me use Get Excited to finish this off down the line. Possibly Control Magic. Now at this point, because they've had this going for so long, I could be dead here to this Ezreal. They're also going to get to play... They're going to get to play this Swain out here as well. I guess I get to block this in combat. How about if I just start by Get Exciteding to kill this, I think? We'll see where we go from there. If they play Swain out, I can Thermo Beam Swain. His level mode is a 7. And then, like, I can block this here and then Static Shock to finish this. We can still play Swain. That's unfortunate.
It's not bragging if you can back it up.
So I get to kill the Ezreal here, but the problem is, I guess I have Beam to kill Swain too. So maybe we're not just dead. And we're dead.
Firing.
We played this deck, so like, this Heimer VI deck is listed S tier on all of the rankings that people put up, but when I played it in the past and when I played against it, it's never felt super impressive. I'm interested to see if that opinion changes after our sets today with it. Oh, thank you. They've always been, like, pretty whelmed by it. So I think this seems pretty good. Opponent's deck tends to have Hawks and the 2/1 in it for 2, so Static Shock's pretty reasonable. We'll just bank Spell Mana the first couple of turns. I mean, I agree with your decision, what you're saying. Yul plays in a world where our opponent didn't have anything, but after they killed that was originally my plan, but after my opponent killed our stuff, that was no longer a good plan. Like, pointing my stuff at their dome after I no longer had a way to kill them would have been incredibly stupid. So I agree with you, and that's where my burn would have gone had either of our elusive things hit them, but we had to change plans when they killed our stuff.
Behind you, a Yeti!
Yetis? There's no such thing.
So, what's the plan here? I think it's Static Shock these, and then I can Twin Disciples this to trade, and it'll drop this into play. You can only play him protected, I hear. Always do this, never do this. Mental shortcuts are a fantastic way to set yourself up to be both a bad card game player and lose games because of it. Card games where you can have quick always do this, never do this rules aren't very interesting card games because their depth isn't because they aren't very deep. That's super unfortunate. We played the opponent's deck yesterday, and it was very, very good. I mean, in general, I disagree with you. That's why I just gave you the lecture about don't make stupid rules like always do this, never do this.
Here comes the punchline. Here's the fun part. Eat this.
It's like just hugely bad tempo plays for us at every turn. Just traded my my 5-drop for their 3-drop. That's a decent pickup. Lets me kill this at least, but still not looking good for the home team here. For the record, Yul plays, I agree with you after you explained your line, but I'm giving you a 10-minute break because you threw your line at me without explaining it and then made me talk myself in circles because you didn't explain yourself. So again, the devil is in the details. Explaining why your line is good is important. This might be a quick set. I am not actually sure this deck is very good. We just get beat up 4 or 5 times. We might roll into Darius aggro and try and steamroll into the next ladder rank.
I'll write my own story. Charge?
Like, there's a lot of people, like, as someone who, like, spends a lot of time with Twitch chat, that, like, don't even just think this deck is good. They think it, like, needs to be banned or reworked. Like, there are a lot of people that really hate this deck.
Looking for trouble? It found you.
Man, I am gonna lose my mind when they announce the bans on Monday, and they announce that they're not being implemented until... They announced that they're not going to be implemented until Thursday.
I'll be damned.
So I think I want to bank Spell Mana this turn, so that way I can go Heimer into Burst next turn. That's pretty scary, though. Gonna take a big hit.
How'd you beat me here?
A lady has her secrets.
Entropy, a never-ending cycle.
I'll do my best.
Interesting solution.
I don't think I can just take 9 here. I think I have to block here and hope for the best.
Unforeseen
Nah, much like Magic, I don't really have an interest in playing, like, made-up temporary formats on here, Clinics. I don't know. So, like, you could take what I'm about to say with a huge grain of salt. But in my time having spent playing a lot of TCGs, a deck is hard to play is usually code word for the deck's not good, but if you're a good player, you can beat bad players while you play it. If you're a good player, being a good player makes up for the fact that your deck's not actually good. It's usually, it's a phrase that in my experience tends to be very masturbatory. Something players, if players could be like, oh, my deck's just hard to play, that means they're intellectually superior for being able to do well with it, is what it breaks down to a lot of the time. Or just like, dead to a barrier card here.
What seems to be the problem?
Sure, but there's a lot of whys that could be, right?
I'm what nightmares fear. Piltover Enforcer on the scene.
Alright, let's mess some folks up.
Justice firsthand. Eat this.
Yeah, Vi plus Refuge should let us stay in the game. We even get to level her here and bank some spell mana.
to the fists.
Oh dear.
So this gives it lifelink. I need to make sure I block one of their front units here, so that way because combat resolves left to right. Yeah, that could be it too. People are saying it has a higher rank in Masters. There's a lot of factors that go into that, right? Like, are there people, like, does this deck not have a good matchup against aggressive decks? And there's more people playing aggressive decks down in the actual ladder? Like, when I'm playing aggro decks, I know a lot of the time I don't feel like it's a super challenging matchup. Speaking of aggro, I think I'm gonna full mulligan here looking for cheap removal. Would really like another Mystic Shot or Get Excited or something as cheap removal here. Thermo Beam's actually a good pickup. Hopefully they play another X1 out here. The Twin Disciples here, paired with Vi, are going to be super reasonable too to keep her alive and let her kill things. This is a fantastic play for them to make for us, so we can go play that there. We'll take 2 from this dying, we'll take 2 in combat from this, and then we'll Thermo Beam this post-combat. I have to sequence Thermo Beam second, even though it's slow, because this always uses all of my mana. Unless we draw an elusive threat, we'll probably just be banking our 3 mana next turn. I have no idea, Tower Knight. Think I'm just supposed to, like, sit there and take 2 a bunch from the fearsome thing? Hey, Min-Max, thanks for 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Really hoping we draw something that could be a relevant play next turn. Alright, that's not terrible. I assume they're going to play out another unit here. And then this, we probably might burn a Twin Disciples this turn.
From a cloudless sky.
Although, there is also some appeal to just holding our mana so we can flash plus Heimer next turn. Yeah, I think we're probably just taking 6 here.
Let's boogie.
Wow, they're not attacking with that. That's so good for us. It could be right to block Draven there and Twin Disciples to save it, but there's also a lot of appeal to being able to go Heimer into Flash into Twin next turn. That is probably the best draw in our deck.
Smell of science.
Nerd.
Nerd. That's great.
Groundbreaking invention to date.
Let me show you what I can do.
I am gonna get... Am I gonna get aggressive? They're probably gonna open on attacks here, right? Yeah, I think we're supposed to +3 attack this, make another turret, smack them for 9, and then I have blockers next turn.
Goes.
Draven did just call him a nerd. The cards interact with each other. This game, Runeterra is easily the most alive card game I've ever played. Heimer VI is an elusive deck with 4 steps. It is kind of. What do we think of proactively spirit refuging this and then playing out the 4-1? Because I kind of want the 4-1 in play.
Dimensions don't determine themselves.
To block. Yeah, your bench is limited to 6. I think I like that. Because, like, the barrier could disincentivize them from attacking, but, like, if they don't attack on this board, we win, right? Like, next turn we go Twin Disciples this, make another elusive, crack them.
Delicious.
Axes coming right up. Now we're cooking.
Played Vision. When cast or discarded, grant allies +1 attack. Yup.
Anticipated outcome. Oh dear.
And you can see, as I adjust my things, I can see what the different outcomes are.
Anticipated outcome.
Yeah, I'm aware this has Overwhelm, but I'd kind of like to trade for it. I could also do this.
Interesting solution.
This puts me to 5. Maybe this is better.
Time for the moneymakers.
Yet, staying above 4 is important because of Decimate. Big agree there.
Vi stands for violence.
Party's over.
War is no game, brother.
Well, now I have to hook that, right?
Hit 'em where it hurts. Eat this. Move it.
As this overwhelms. We have a spinning axe in hand. You want me to Twin Disciples Vi? She doesn't have Overwhelm. Twin Disciples Vi doesn't do anything.
He'll be back. Sun wafers.
Darius has 10 power, chat. Alright. Deny, please.
Let's do this.
Tonight, Pre, thanks for the 26 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Part of the reason why good players like these decks is it's a very Spell Sword deck. Yeah, big agree. So they're dead. If this doesn't kill me.
See things as they truly are. Silent as death. Tread lightly, strike hard.
Da 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 da. The fucking slow rolls. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Now we're cooking. Beautiful face.
There, we won one in the middle there, so I'm gonna give it another shot. But again, pretty incredibly underwhelmed by this archetype. People asking for good decks to start out with. Kinko Elusives is a good one. Demacia Bannermen is a good one. The Darius aggro deck that we're gonna play next, that this opponent is playing, is a good one. I'd ask that you please show my opponents the same respect that I require you to show me in this chat, which is that comments like, they're bad or their play was bad are not welcome here. You're welcome to critique my opponent and give details on things they could have done better, but just needlessly crapping on decisions they make isn't welcome. Take that somewhere else. Chan's a little bit light on cheap plays, but Refuge and Beam are both good against aggro. I greatly prefer Runeterra's mana system to Magic's mana system. I think Runeterra quite possibly has the best resource system of any game I've ever played. Hearthstone, the base Hearthstone mana system is pretty reasonable, and the addition of spell mana in addition to both players getting resources every turn really adds a lot of strategic depth.
Let none disturb my meditation.
Yeah, spell mana is subtly super fantastic.
Let's have some fun.
Tread lightly, strike hard.
Legion Marauder. That's one I haven't seen before. Seems pretty good, though.
What do we got here?
I think I'm discarding the Solitary Monk. Just gonna go ahead and kill that.
Look what I found.
If I must.
We'll bank 3 mana into spell mana here, and then next turn we'll get to play out Heimer. And then I'm not going to play this out proactively this time through. I think we're just going to hold on to it. We'll pass back to their turn where we'll have 9 total mana. That is a phenomenal draw here. Yeah, one of the things that the core Runeterra game design allows for really well is one of the issues Magic the Gathering has had in recent years is that synergy cards and decks aren't particularly good in modern Magic the Gathering games. But the fact that Runeterra gives you so many cards by getting a card each turn, it allows you to play more individually weaker cards that provide synergy, such as things like Warning Shot and Get Excited and stuff like that. It's also why Runeterra feels like it has so much more in-game player agency on average than a game like Magic, because you have more resources to throw around, and when you have more resources, you have more decisions to make every turn.
And fire! It's smaller than the diagram.
Deep Meditation will be cheaper this turn. We drew a flash like a professional. I mean, that card's not even just 6 mana Fling, Jin. It's arguably worse than Fling in a lot of ways, because it gives your opponent a chance to respond to it. Like, your opponent can kill your thing you're trying to Fling and respond, so it's, like, worse most of the time. They're dead. Not this turn, though, right? I agree that we're probably going to win. Is Legends of Runeterra easier in the processor than Magic Rune? Yeah, definitely. This game has a mobile client that it runs really well on mobile. In fact, I would argue Legends of Runeterra on... mobile probably runs better than Magic Arena runs on my gaming computer.
I have my orders.
You want me to just beam it? If I beam it, they probably can't win, right? Runeterra runs better on my 2-year-old iPhone than Arena does on my 3K gaming PC. Yep. I mean, I have a fast cell phone too, but yeah. All right, we're getting on the scoreboard, champ. Yeah, I think I'm coming around to the idea that's been thrown out in chat that this is kind of just like the Elusive deck with extra steps. Weather Lady, thanks for the 18 months. I appreciate the 1.5 years. Welcome back. Yeah, people ask me about the future of Runeterra. All of these games live and die based on their ability to produce consistently. Live and die based on their ability to consistently produce content. And, you know, based on how I've seen them manage their game for the last 2 months, it feels to me like they're going to be capable of making good decisions and balancing their game. Now, whether or not that works out in practice, we have to wait and see. Thanks for the tier 2, Isabus. I appreciate that. Easy Karma. So this is a matchup where, gosh, I'm probably mulliganing all of these. This is a matchup where we're the beatdown. Yeah, we want our champions. Deny is a good card to have. Nah, I think it'll probably be pretty easy for them to keep innovating and keep the game fresh. There's more, this was a fantastic draw. There's more design space in digital than there is in paper by a lot. It's much easier to come up with new designs digitally than it is for paper games.
Strike hard.
So how does leveling champions work? Champions level up based on in-game conditions. So every game, all of your champions start as their base level. And then once you meet the in-game condition, so in this case, when I strike for 10 plus damage with the violence, all my copies of violence level up.
Hey, Mom's too lucky yodel in uniform.
This game, if you haven't, if you're a new viewer that's just getting, that hasn't seen us play or heard me talk about it before, the economy in this game is easily the most consumer-friendly economy of any digital card game I've ever played as well. You can buy any cards you want outright, and the most expensive card type is champions, and they cost $3. You can also only have 6 champions per deck. Well, now I just do that, right?
Entropy, a never-ending cycle.
No, because I wanna flash and make a turret.
Time for a true display of skill.
It's less than a pack of magic cards. Yep.
And round it goes.
I need no weapon.
I disagree with your assessment there, Axe. I actually don't think a lot of the aggro decks are uninteractive. In fact, I think the headlining pieces of the aggro decks that are good in the current Runeterra format is their ability to be exactly interactive through challengers or burn spells or stuff. Kinko Elusives, I think, is probably the only one that doesn't aim to be interactive by default. Drawing Heimer on 5 when you're the beatdown. Very good. Darius. Do I full mulligan here or do I keep Heimer? I'm definitely getting rid of all of these looking for cheap interaction. I think I full mulligan. People are saying we should always keep Heimer. Okay. See, chat, I am a professional and knew we were going to get another one. Should have mulliganed. Always trust your gut. Should have trusted my gut, chat.
Coming in hot! Who's gonna get in my way? Noxus lives on.
Noxus lives on.
Nothing but Noxian might!
Yeah, you should technically wait till combat, but they have no mana left, so I'm doing it now. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
The sweet smell of science.
Let me show you what I can do. Oh, I can't wait. I love a taste of the action.
don't determine themselves.
Look what you did.
We gon' die, champ. We gon' die.
Acceptable advancement in ballistics. Groundbreaking invention to date. Calculated.
Yeah, opponent's hand was very good. I could have been more conservative with my play that turn too, though, right? Like I could have willed something back to their hand. Yeah, they didn't even have a 1-drop on one, right? Transfusion is very good at burst speed. Big agree. Ash, Sajani. Keep these two.
These old eyes still see far and clear.
Skill and grace to tear your breath away.
Safeguard our homes.
Yeah, I mean their watch list was the cheap burn cards, right? We should be heavily favored here. You think so? We played the opponent's deck yesterday on stream, and this matchup did not feel bad from the other side.
Half alone. I need just a moment. Tread lightly, strike hard.
The homestead.
See if we get, even if they +4/+4 here, that's not a big deal, because we still trade 2 for 2.
Silent as death.
Patience.
So, my first buy is pretty likely to die. Is it crazy to play out this one and just, like, hook their thing with it? And just, like, keep this one back because this one's more likely to level after they kill the first one? Play around culling, that's a good thought. I think I'm playing Vi out this turn, regardless. I think I'm gonna hook their 4/4 here. But they have a +2 defense here. Their thing lives, which would be unfortunate. Yeah, if they Fury, I think that's okay though. Fury takes up most of their turn, and like getting a Fury used up on defense rather than offense, I think is a fine exchange for me. I don't lose that much tempo either, because it's like a 4-mana card for Okay, and like this feels a little bit bad, but like Vi isn't dying, and that was their whole turn, right? Hey, Avion, thanks for 7 months. I appreciate you keeping me around. Glad to hear you're enjoying Runeterra stuff. I'm really enjoying making it myself.
There's the 1-2 punch.
Our Magic segment go. I am not accepting more standard deck lists. I'm pretty liberal on what I'm taking into Runeterra submission so far. Just be aware if we, like, lose 4 or 5 in a row, I'm probably going to be done. Yeah, we've played Deep Monsters a couple times. You can find videos up on my website, my YouTube channel.
Build-over enforcer on the scene.
Well, at some point, we're going to get some Claws of the Dragon going.
Trouble coming at ya.
I will unite the Freljord.
I'm gonna have 8 mana next turn. Yeah, the deep deck's really sweet. I think I'm gonna go ahead and deny this because I'll be able to play 2 4-mana things next turn regardless. Because I want to double spell next turn so I can drop all these claws into play. These all drop into play when I played 2 spells. I think I'm willing that, right? And we're just hoping to try and kill them next turn? I think is the plan. You want to will Ash? Really? She only costs 4 mana. Like, what if I, like, will this, and then Spirit Refuge this, drop all these into play, and then open on attacks next turn? I think I'm gonna pass. Now I'm gonna will now, and then let them see what they do.
Swiftly now. If I must.
Yeah, I agree. The decimates don't matter.
Steps. The dragon approaches.
Get back here.
That was a great draw.
I need no weapon.
The time is right. Strike now. Lead the target. These are our lands. A fallen petal.
We fight for one Freljord.
Close, close. Sometimes lucky, yep. Just barely dragged across the finish line. Just barely. Braum Lux. Full bowling for Heimer sounds good. Yeah, I think in all of the control matchups we're the beatdown. Good start. It's a little awkward that we're attacking on evens. Flash is a fantastic pickup though. Are there any cards with activated abilities in Runeterra? I don't believe so yet, right? That's actually a great draw too. We get to go Solitary Monk here into untap Shadow Assassin. Woof. Huh. All right, defense. Defense.
If I must.
So this thing has Scout, so it gets to attack twice. So we're gonna take a 5-ball here. Now I think I'm blocking.
I walk my path alone.
How can Brom help?
Tread lightly, strike hard.
My shield is my sword. This is fun, yes?
At least this won't get to attack again. Scout only triggers if only Scouts attack initially.
A never-ending cycle.
How did they mess up, Percy?
Their guilt is evident.
Thanks, Doubles. If you have time to check out something new, I'd encourage you to hang out and stay for some Runeterra. I think this game is probably the best fundamental core game design of any card game I've ever played. It's super enjoyable. A lot of fantastic back and forth gameplay that just hasn't been present in Magic in recent memory.
It is easy, see?
I think we just like full elusives here now, right? That's a fantastic.
Silent as death.
What's the cost of playing card system? Is it similar to Hearthstone? No, it's far more consumer friendly than that. So, unlike games like Hearthstone and Magic Arena, the cards in this game, you buy just the cards you want directly. The most expensive card type is a champion, and champions are $3 to buy outright if you're not free to playing. There is a free to play option as well. And champions are limited to 6 per deck at most. So the average cost of a tier 1 deck is somewhere between $20 and $30 usually. How much would you say a full collection is? If you're not free to playing at all to buy the 2 full sets outright, it's about $150 per set. I've spent about $300 and have pretty much everything. Yeah, if you take time and build up your weekly vault, it'll be much cheaper than that.
First we fight. Good luck. Have fun. You have no alibi.
This is kind of a blowout, huh? I think I stand united like this. And then like I get to put this here.
Late for you.
And then I'm gonna click OK and just let things happen. Hey Cyanide, thanks for the 23 months, welcome back.
My call.
I'm gonna pass and see what they do, because I think there's a good chance they play a card. Remember, if we both passed the turn ends, now they played Lux. I think I Mystic Shot here and just hope they don't have the pump spell. You want me to Mystic Shot their face? I have 7? I think Mystic Shot Fade's face is wrong. I think I'm killing a unit.
With quiet steps, the dragon approaches.
We're in a great spot now. Did you declare blocks? So they had challenger units, Suskind, so they made 2 of my things blocked. And then I used a spell to swap out one of the things they forced to block. Do I just play, do I want to play Violence or do I want to play Heimerdinger? Violence, I could hook this and level, which is appealing. Okay, I think I want to play, you want to play Herm, really? I have a bunch of freezes. Yeah, that's fair. I guess I could Herm into Deep Meditation and then play another turret. Yeah, it's probably best.
Be the problem.
That's probably best. This is the chance to draw some burn spells too. After we smack them with a bunch of elusives. Yeah, it's a little awkward I can't also hold up Twin Disciples, but I think that's fine. I think I'm still going to go ahead and Deep Meditation here and grab a turret.
Groundbreaking invention to date.
Fast as wind, light as air.
There's the Harsh Winds that also levels up Lux.
I've been hiding my light too long.
They could very easily end up killing us with Final Sparks. I'm actually pretty okay if they kill Heimer. If they kill Heimer and not my 1 toughness thing, I think that's good for us. I think they're supposed to try and burn us out here. I would prefer Heimer get killed. Yeah, I think Heimer getting killed here is good for us. Like I have a lot of tools in my hand right now that are good as we go along.
Illuminate the enemy.
You lack subtlety. You cannot escape.
I think I chump like this. If I play Will on Lux, they could make a Final Spark in response, but I guess that's also fine, right? Maybe I just will. I'm just gonna Will and keep my elusive alive. Because I have this to protect from a Final Spark anyways. Oh geez, are we about to get double Final Sparked? Oh gosh, they're gonna make the Poros bigger too? Oh no. Am I dead? So this will do 3 and this will do 2. No, I'm not dead on board, right? I can Twin Disciples to gain 3 basically. Yeah, so I go to 6 and then they can deal 3 and 2, which is only 5. Yeah, we're not just dead. We're not in a great spot, but we're not just dead. Because we no longer, they still have Lux, and we no longer have lethal. So going to 1 here.
Silence.
So this is going to be cheaper next turn. What's our out here? Our out is like draw burn spells basically. So I think I'm going to take Get Excited and point it at their face. And then next turn we'll Deep Meditation. If we could find like Get Excited and a Mystic Shot perhaps, we could kill them. Second Vi was a pump for our elusives. Oh, yeah. Huh. Maybe that was better?
I'm doing this my way.
Yeah, double ult, double beam's rough to come back from.
Place here. You gotta be kidding me.
They were at 9. The fact that they had the thing to detain me meant we were just dead regardless. I'll do one more. I feel like my opinion on this deck is about the same as going into it. The deck's like fine. We're winning games of Magic, but I feel like it's ranking compared to the other decks that are like ranked highly on the various sites. This deck has felt underwhelming, continues to feel underwhelming to me playing with and against it. So Johnny Misfortune. His hand's probably good. I think I'm just casting this. The odds of me having a double spell turn soon are low, I think. I guess I might have a Mystic Shot plus Thermo Beam turn. Howdy, Aldo. Thank you. Let's pass and see if they play a 2-drop.
Who's on top of the bounty board today?
Do I want to just beam this now? Probably.
No prey, no pay.
How about if I play Claws of the Dragon here? And then if they attack with Misfortune, I can block and then finish her with Mystic Shot next turn.
Time for violence.
Yeah, gift sub, prime subs, tier 1 subs, all the exact same. Popping into the Discord server right here. If you're a sub who's not in the Discord of any kind, I recommend popping in. Got sections in there for all kinds of games, including Runeterra. Probably one of the better parts about your sub, honestly.
Safety will cost you.
I walk my path alone.
There's a welcome channel that says this in the Discord server as well, but my #1 recommendation is when you join the server, take like 2 to 3 minutes and look at all of the channels. There are a lot of them. And, you know, mute the ones you aren't interested in using. And then, you know, hang out in the ones that you are. Lot of categories for different things. So we're definitely killing this. The question is how? I think the answer is Mystic Shot. The answer is Mystic Shot. Winterhawk for free. Thanks, Walker M. It's the best perk then, let's say. Best perk is accurate.
No weapon.
Our hand's pretty bad. No Heimer, no Vi building up.
The ocean whispers her secrets.
The winter's claw strikes.
Yeah, really feeling the monk nerf here. This was previously a 4-3 and now it's a 3-3, so I can't trade with things like this any longer. This is a good pickup. Might help us stay alive here.
There's plenty of killing left.
Maybe I'm supposed to just like Desperation Flash.
Feel no fear, show no mercy.
Alright, we're gonna play some Darius aggro. See if we can climb up over that last little hub. Hey, to Ozby, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Yeah, that's honestly, it just feels like one of the worst, better decks that I've played in probably any game, honestly. Like, it's got a plan, and when the plan comes together, it's good, but like, what the deck is doing when it doesn't get Heimer going really feels pretty underwhelming. This feels kind of like a do the thing style deck in a way that when the Heimer thing doesn't get done, it feels kind of eh. You anticipate going back to 1 Runeterra deck per day after the bans take effect. Yeah, so my schedule is up for the week already. I'm actually planning to take a couple days off of Runeterra because Magic's releasing a new expansion on Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be all Magic because Saturday I'm running my Hoglandia Historic Tournament. So we'll be doing Runeterra, 1 Runeterra deck tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be just Magic here. And then we'll pick back up on Runeterra stuff after that. Alright, at any rate, we're not done with Runeterra stuff today. We're doing a second deck. We're going to go ahead and dive on in to some Darius aggro up next. I think this is one of the better, more powerful decks in the game right now. I'm going to quick ad roll, get everything set up and flipped over. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, we still don't know the distribution method for Jumpstart on Arena, and it comes out Thursday.